Open the chat. Probably want to start an ad break. How much? I need water. I'll be right back. Might as well. All right, we're back. So what are we going to do here? I started emitting this signal for some godforsaken reason. Don't know why I did that. We added this operator. All right. So why is that not checked in? Let's take a look at what this diff did real quick. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, yeah, so I'm not using it anywhere, basically. This isn't being used anywhere. Where is this being used? There's no shortcut key for find usages? Get the hell out. Maybe it just doesn't work in C-Line. Wait. I don't think it's used anywhere. Okay. So what are we going to do here? Here we're going to go drop and replace task list. It's pretty much done. Sup, yo, what's up, dad? That Dak dude. That Dak dude. What's up, dude? Yeah. So let's see. I do want to make this controller soon. Task list. Let's just see real quick. Oh, because we're not using this, I added it so that I could add this signal. But do I even need this signal yet? I don't know. Oh, right. And here's where we're using it. Task sub item list current row. That's fine. Fine. Currently my ceiling, I've been planning on how to cause as much chaos as I can as a DM in a D&D campaign. Oh. Sounds very evil. It also sounds like a lot of fun. What the heck does this mean? Navigate definition of signals. Oh, mock. It's in the mock file. I didn't know mock files were used. right? But that's okay. This is cool. We're loading files and things. We might need this. I'm just gonna commit this change for now. We're not observing this signal yet, but I'm just gonna commit it for now. Task add task and intake. Oh, so actually, wait, hold on. So I can actually break this up. Task add. We can make a smaller commit here. Task add index operator. I don't know what this is called in C++. Overload for random access. Random index based access. Can you overload overloaded operators? Is that a thing? I haven't written C++ in a very long time, and I never really used overloaded operators that much. But like, can I have this take an integer, but also have an overload of this that takes a string that you can search by, you know, string name or something? I think this is where overloaded operators start to get dangerous. Like, how are we indexing this, right? And then here, I'm just gonna say intake, emit new task selected signal. Cool, coolio. Let's go to my notes on screen 5. So that's what we have here. I would also like to encapsulate some of my logic. So let's take a look at main window, and that's what we're going to work on here. So we dropped in our replacement, make controllers, what we're working on now. 25-minute timer, let's go. Also, I should probably, hold on, I should probably run the latest version of this. So let me build a new version of it because I'm running an older version of the app on my other screen while I'm building this one. So I have like a completely different binary that's like very stale right now. I haven't rebuilt it in days, but I've still been using it as my main timer. So now we're going to update that build over here. I'm building on my other screen. This computer's so slow, dude. This computer's so slow. My Mac laptop compiles this in like less than a second. Very much evil. I'm gonna kill off a beloved talking dog. Oh no. Which my crush will be the owner of in the game. Yeah, you gotta have those twists and turns, right? So that's my life. Then you gotta be like, you know, if you want that dog back, if you want that talking dog back, you know, maybe we can roll for it, something, I don't know. It'll be in the final session. Okay, that's cool. Let's see. Open tomato. Perfect. Yeah, now this is reading from my other file, so we can make controller. Dude, I love the keyboard navigation I've set up for this app. It's just like absolutely incredible. So let's just run. Oopsie daisy. What did this button do? Ooh, what does this button do? I think that was a debug button. Okay. I wish I could just set this to float very easily, but I think every time I open it, it's going to go back to, yeah, it's going to go back to here. I'm even going to, and I'm even going to promise I won't kill a dog. I'll have my fingers crossed. All right, well, good luck, man. Sounds like you got your work cut out for you. Okay, so you've got task. Now I'm gonna make a new folder, new directory. We're gonna call this Pomodoro. What did I say I was gonna call this? Whoops! Whoa! No, get back there. There we go. Wow! Thank you for following the dude. Anyway, just popped in to say hi and check this out. Yeah, thank you for tagging along. Thank you for following. Hope to catch you next time. Main window logic. I think I should have a different name for this, right? Like not main window logic, like maybe Pomodoro logic, I think is a good name. And we'll just do it like that. Thanks for stopping by though, and hopefully we'll see you again later. Let me know, let me know how your D&D campaign goes. I'm curious to find out. Right, so I was making a new directory here. We're gonna call this Pomodoro. And then in here, I'll add a new class. Class Pomodoro logic. And then in this class, we're going to extract all of our logic from the main window. All of our business logic is going to come out of the main window. So I guess a good way to do this is to throw these like, I'm gonna do, no, like this. It's gonna be weird because I'm gonna put the header, I'm gonna flip them. I'm gonna put the header over here. This way I can have two things side by side that I can switch between, right? That's just how it's gotta be. Okay. Qt, yeah, that's right. What's up, ActionNet? C++ and Qt, that is right. Q strings, big dead giveaway. I am trying to, I'm working on a timer here, Pomodoro timer. It's a fun little project, but I'm enjoying it, and something that helps. I saw Qdebug and immediately knew, exactly. Helps with my focus a bit. So I wanted to build a timer that can help me track some tasks also, but not going super deep into features. There's like a few things I would like to have, just like tracking tasks and when they were finished, and then maybe eventually build like a Kanban board view of things. Could be kind of cool. And just have like a small thing like that to iterate, just like, but not too much scope. I'm very trying to limit my scope, but I'm doing it in Qt right now. I'm going to create this logic class. I'm trying to figure out how this should work right now. Oh, hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. I think I have the answer to my question. Task list, I'm pretty sure uses QString and QList. Okay, so we'll use Qt. We'll use Qt in our thing. I was trying to figure out if I wanted to use signals and slots or use a different messaging technique like callbacks or something to make it more decoupled. I want to make a CLI, not CLI interface. I want to make like a curses interface to this after, and make it a little bit more portable. Makes sense. I've only ever made a couple things with Qt, so I'm not that well versed in it. I've used it, yeah, kind of the same, I guess, for a handful of things, but I do love it. I really do love the API. I've done only a little bit in C++. I used to do a lot more of it in C++, and then like I was using Qt as like a rapid application development thing, and then I was like, well, C++ isn't really rapid, So then I started doing it in Python with there was PyQt, and then there's PySide, which I think are the official bindings. I don't know if it's still around. And I was doing PySide for a while, and that was good. Problem with Python apps though is you have to distribute the whole runtime. I mean, you don't have to, but it's the best way to kind of bundle it up. And then you've got, you know, copy the entire environment basically. So should my controller do sound effects, or should my UI do sound effects? Because the sound effects not really a UI. Maybe what we do for this is we see how Qt divides this. Q sound effect is in Q multimedia, right? What I'm basically thinking to do here is check the class diagram. Inherits Q object, base of all Qt objects. Right, so if I want signals, my model's probably also going to have to be a Q object, I think. But Q object you can have without the UI, I believe. Q object is the heart of the Qt object model. A central feature in this model is a very powerful mechanism for seamless object communication called signals and slots. Ta-da! You can connect a signal to a slot with connect and destroy the connection with disconnect to avoid never ending loops. No, to avoid never ending loops. You can temporarily block signals with block signals. The protected functions connect nodes. Q objects organize themselves in object trees. When you have a Q object with another object as a parent, the object will automatically add itself to the parent's children list. Makes sense. When I used it, I was making an IDE for machine code as a meme, and I got annoyed with manually writing GUI elements and actions on every other library. Qt is really well documented too. Yes. Qt documentation is chef's kiss. This is like one of the reasons I fell in love with Qt. Two of the reasons I fell in love with Qt years ago was the first reason I fell in love with Qt. Probably Qt Designer was really good. It is still really good. It's like if you want WYSIWYG, it's amazing. It's very quick to do UI. It's amazing. Thank you for following ActionNet. It's amazing for like trivial stuff that you don't actually have to code. And then, you know, you get these XML files that get, you know, compiled into C++ code or whatever. And the code generation is fairly good. I've never run into any issues with it. It's amazing. The other reason is the documentation. The third reason is that out of all of the other ones that I've seen, I like the API the best, number one. And number two, the look and feel of it is native, is very native on all platforms. It looks really good on Mac OS. It looks very good on Windows, and it looks very good on Linux. And I think it can even use, I'm not 100% sure because I know it's technically a different thing, but I think you can also use your GTK themes with Qt. I'm not 100% sure. If I'm being honest, I haven't used Linux as a desktop in the last 15 years. I literally just set this up like a couple weeks ago. I normally work from my Mac. That's another reason why I consider using Qt. I use Linux desktop. Yeah, if you're using Linux desktop, but Qt. So the ones that I checked out, Qt, GTK, Qt, GTK, and WX. And GTK was by far my least favorite. At first, I used to love GTK. It was my favorite. Like GNOME too. I loved GNOME. I loved GTK. I thought the themes looked really good. I was like very against Qt and KDE and all that stuff at first. I still don't really And KDE is kind of growing on me a bit more because GNOME is doing some terrible things I don't like. But um, at first I was a big GTK fan, but GTK looks extremely awkward on Windows, and it has some very weird issues on Mac OS. Can you explain to me about Docker? What do you want to know about Docker? What's up, Arth? Yeah, that makes sense. The problem I had with GTK on Mac OS especially is like click events are a bit weird. So like if I have a window, um, where's my code here? Just run. Oops. Whatever. We can attach the debugger. So if I have like, I have to float these, I think. So if I have two windows here, well, it's gonna, yeah, i3, when I hover over this, gives me focus on the window. So that automatically, whatever. But pretend we're on Mac OS, right? When you hover over a window that's GTK, it doesn't get, well, it doesn't get focus, number one, obviously, because that's how Mac OS normally works. But if I go over here and click this button, it won't click the button on GTK. If I click the button, it will set focus to the window, and then I have to click again to click the button. That was what I hated about GTK on macOS, and it needs X11. That's so annoying. Yes, it's incredibly annoying. I think it's better now. I think it's way better now because I have used like GIMP and stuff like that on macOS. I don't think it's as terrible as it used to be, but that was the reason. And you had to install X11 for Darwin at the time. So you actually had to like install X11 on Mac. It was a pain in the ass. I think it's way better now. It looks way better, but it also, even on Windows, it doesn't look super native. Like Qt, I'm pretty sure maps everything to like the local APIs. I don't know why we should use Docker. So, I mean, for me, the biggest reason to use Docker is that you basically write a recipe to create an environment, and it will create that environment for you. So if you ever want to create that environment somewhere else, you can do that. And the good examples, like you're setting up a web server or something like that, you don't have to manually configure your web server. You do that one time in like a Docker configuration. Maybe you have some HTTP server config files, but you can bundle all this stuff together, and then you can just deploy your Docker file or your Docker image, and then that's it. You create images, and then you not only can you create the image, but you can create, like I said, the recipe, which is the Docker file. It's kind of like how to build your image, which is kind of cool. And the reason why that's kind of cool is because then you can version, like you can have in version control the changes that you make to your image in text format that's readable and understandable. Docker's great. I love Docker. One of the reasons why I wanted to install Linux as a desktop is because Docker does have some issues on Mac OS with performance. It's getting better. It's not as bad as it was, and it kind of depends on what you're doing specifically, but it's way faster on Linux because you're using the actual Linux kernel. It's way faster and more performance. So like when I do some web work, I'm going to use my, when I'm streaming, I'm going to use my Linux. Some things I'm still using my Mac for streaming, but I didn't want to use the Mac because right now my setup is that I don't have space for it. I have to literally put the computer on my desktop, and it takes up space, and that's annoying. This way, like I can use my mouse, and I have space for my mouse. The other way is like my laptop would take up the entire desk. I want to do game dev on here on Linux too, but I'm running into like performance issues, even in Godot and Unity and stuff like that. So it works for game dev stuff. I think my Mac still works the best. Gives me the best balance of performance, things just working and not breaking randomly, like what happens on Linux, and then it gives me all that Unix environment stuff, the command line and all that. I would literally croak without my command line. Like even if I was gonna make Windows programs and stuff like that, I'd probably do it on Linux. It'll get performance issues, yeah. I've had good experience with Godot and Unreal Engine, but I use C++ through GD extension. Oh, interesting. So do you have performance issues like running the Godot engine? Because that's the problem I had. My computer would lock up sometimes, just completely freeze. The UI would totally disappear. I had to kill Godot repeatedly. People were saying it's the Vulkan rendering, so I I forced it to OpenGL and it was a little bit better. But it was very weird. It was very weird. But we'll try again. The other issue that I had was I was working on gamepad support, and I spent so much time setting up my Linux environment. I was just like, I don't feel like figuring out Bluetooth right now. I had it at first, but for some reason things just iron themselves out, so I quit stressing about it, to be honest. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think I got the performance okay at some point, but my main issue became device support, and I can figure that out too. It's definitely possible to do that. So what do I do for Q object? Is that what I do? Oh my god, no. Q object with a semicolon? I don't remember how to do this. Where does the macro go? Hold on, let's look at something. Well, this isn't going to have Q object. It'd be in the header file. It's not going to have Q object because it extends. Oh, whoa, wait, there it was. Q object goes inside the class definition. Okay. Oh, wait, here it is. It's on my main window. Oh, how did I not see this before? Namespace open tomato. Okay, fine. So that's in the right spot. I don't know why this thing never finds the right headers to import. I always wonder, like, does this IDE actually help me? There's like so much stuff that it does help me with. Like it does, you know, shows me a lot of like build warnings and stuff like that as I'm typing, which is great because then I can look up stuff that I'm not super familiar with. Kind of new to C++ 11. I haven't used it since like really haven't used it since like 2004, and even then I didn't learn C++ 2004. It was actually 2003, so it's like C++, what is it, 2000 or 99? No, C99. C++ was 2000, I think. Whatever. My knowledge of C++ is very outdated. It's one of the reasons why I decided to build this in C++. Okay, but we have Q object now, which probably lets us define public and all this other stuff. So let's do public, private. We're going to make a thing for slots, public slots. No, public signals. Actually, hold on, slots. Pomodoro started, Pomodoro ended, update, display. I mostly write stuff in C++, a little C, and some assembly. Makes sense. Welcome back to C++. Thank you. There was a time, I always liked C++, but there was a time when I was like, I don't know, a little bit scared of it, I guess, but it's the second language I ever learned. And this is the first language that I learned data structures and algorithms in, and probably the best one to do data structures and algorithms. Arguably Java, but probably better is C++. A little bit extra, you know, manual memory management and, you know, pointers and stuff like that. A little bit extra stuff on top, right, that you don't have to deal with in Java. But really good stuff overall. Got to keep up with the standard and use smart pointers. Yeah, I just saw that the other day. I was like, what is this? And Qt has a thing too. There's like Q pointer or something like that, which I think is compatible with smart pointers. But smart pointers in standard library, right? It's like std uh, pointer or something. Smart pointer. I forget. I do need to get up to date with the standard though. But this is all stuff that's coming out as I'm working on this, which is great. Smart pointers are a lifesaver for memory management. I think they're recommended now over just a raw pointer. Probably. What is it? Does it like tie the pointer to a parent so that way when you call a destructor, shared pointer or unique pointer or weak pointer? Okay. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what shared pointer is. Is that like reference counted? And then weak pointer, I'm guessing like doesn't your reference counted. Yeah, and weak pointer doesn't increase the reference. Probably. I've done I do a lot of Swift. That's really what I was doing for work for a long time. It was like Swift and Objective-C. So I'm familiar with auto reference counting in the Apple world. So when reference counter goes to 0, it's cleared. Yeah. But it's good to like see you're out of the curve. Yeah. It's good to like understand how this stuff works under the hood, you know? That's really good. Because then when you do it, you're like, oh, this is so great. I don't have to worry about this stuff because you know how it works. Versus not knowing how it works, it automatically does stuff for you. And you're like, oh my God, I'm leaking memory like crazy. What's going on? Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what in my API can come out. Timer stopped and timer paused. Slots. I think some of these are going to just get duplicated. I think, but also on the other hand, Pomodoro started. I think my APIs are going to be different because this is UI. I think my signatures are probably going to look more like this. Probably going to look more like this. Or what's going to happen is I'm going to create yet another class. My logic is just going to be logic. And then I could create another class like a presenter that does the data transformation. So we would just pass in like a view model basically. And then instead of a whole bunch of parameters, and we would just make a view model. Right, look at it under the hood, check assembly and all. That's a little bit further than I want to go. I had a very miserable time in my assembly class. But we were also doing, I forget what they call these things, but we were doing like a Windows instruction set or whatever, and I didn't have Windows at the time. And like I really didn't want to install Windows on my laptop at the time. So there's big issues for me. Actually, at first I had a PC which was running Linux. And then I had the Mac and I was like, how do I do my homework? x86 64. It might have even been before 64. It might have even been before 64-bit. Let me think. No, it's probably 64-bit. My laptop at the time was probably a Core 2 Duo. My desktop was probably a Core 2 Quad. Makes sense. Let's see. So should my UI play the sound or should my logic play the sound? I think my logic should probably play the sound. Those sounds. As the timer on my other computer expires. Should my controller play sounds? Timer's done. Yeah. Or should the UI do it? I love asking design questions to AI because it'll bring up things that maybe I didn't consider. Basically does all the Googling for me and then I can make my decision. I guess it's like when you have like a analysis paralysis, I find like this is kind of a good way to rubber duck with a device that kind of gives you answers sometimes. Prefer the controller. to decide when to play sounds. Let the UI only render visuals. Play sounds in the UI only if they are strictly presentational and tied to, right, exactly. Oh, so he's giving me, this is giving me like the plus answer, like don't just strictly do one or the other. Recommended architecture. Controller emits intent events and owns a policy of when to play sounds. A small sound manager encapsulates Q sound and Q media player usage. Yeah, see, this is kind of blowing up a bit. I don't think I'm going to do this. Views don't care about sounds or at most emit signals. User confirmed. This is a great architecture, though. This is a great architecture. I'm not going to do this. I just want to get something done. This can be refactored later to do this, but this is a great architecture, I think, because then I have an object that sounds that anything can use sounds. But I'm just gonna move it to my class for now. So my pro logic, let's go to private. Public signals. I don't think signals gets a public. I think it just gets a signals. Yep. I think it's always public. That's why they're signals. Q sound effect. Let's move these over. I don't know. Include Q sound effect. Is that what I did here? Or did I include like Q multimedia? Q media player is what I included. Oh, I also had to include that. Okay. So that's fine. Do I use Q media player? No. I don't think I use Q time. Oh, I probably use Q time right here, but it looks like it doesn't need it because something else is including it. Supposed to take a break. Time to wake up. Supposed to take a break now. I'm still good on water here. I'm just going to start the next one. All right. Timer options. Timer options probably also needs to go to the controller. I've been working on a rhythm game on the side, been trying to optimize speed. Yeah, I could see why you would need to optimize speed in a rhythm game. Q timer. The timer's going to come over here. Actually, all of this is going to come over here. So we need to include Q time. It picks like the most random thing to include though. And also a timer. No, that's there, buddy. Yeah, there you go. Let's compile it. Why did I make this a pointer? Does QTimer have to be a pointer? I don't know why I did this. That's probably why it was highlighting it like this, right? Non-static is uninitialized. Well, yeah. I don't think QTimer has to be... Let's look at the QTimer documentation real quick. I don't think I need to build that on the heap for any particular reason. I don't know what the deal is with this search. It doesn't work half the time. And I don't have the offline documentation set up right. Oh, they're using pointers. Oh, why can't I scroll up in my chat? Okay. I was thinking about taking notes off of the heap and onto the stack using a stack-based arena allocator. And now I need to rebuild my timing logic, and I'm feeling lazy now. The scene itself is on the heap, though, because of the module loading or unloading. So back to the drawing board. As Gordon Ramsay says, it's raw. An event loop must be running the application. Yeah, they're using pointers. I guess it needs to be created on the heap. I see a raw pointer. Yeah, this is my chance, right? This is my chance. Is that what I'm getting here? This is my chance. How do I use it? Let's do it. What do I have to include for it? Hold on. So what would I? This is your chance, SCD. And what would I make it? I would make it a unique pointer. A move only smart pointer that manages unique ownership of a resource. Or shared pointer. Smart pointer with reference counted copy semantics. Oops. What we're going to do, what I like to do, since I'm doing this trial of AI here, use it as much as possible, see how it is. Because then when the trial's over, I'm not going to have it, and then see if it's something I want to continue, right? Explain the different, summarize the different types of standard shared pointers, shared smart pointers. Get your money's worth out of it, yeah. And then also, if I miss it, then that means, oh, okay, maybe it's something that I do need. But I was very like resistant against AI at first because most of the time it's like bad and wrong. Actually, so it is an opportunity to use this, but I also just realized there's a Qt one that I should probably be using instead because it probably plays nicer with the Qt ecosystem. Here's a concise overview of standard C++ smart pointers. I'm going to use each. Ownership exclusive, exactly one owner at a time. Oh, it's not copyable. Yeah. Small overhead. Clear single ownership, resource managed in what's RAII? I've heard this before. Something as something. I don't remember. Pimple. Containers of owning pointers. Resource acquisition is initialization. Right. Which means when you, what does that mean? When you initialize it, it acquires the memory that's needed. Make unique is preferred. Supports custom deleter and array. Fastest, simplest. Transfer ownership with move. Shared, multiple owners via reference counting. Copyable. I see. So shared is like the default, I believe, in Swift. What about the Qt smart pointer types? Because I think Qt has like a managed pointer, and I don't remember what it's called. But why isn't that in the Qt documentation? This is the right version. It is Qt 6. So actually, I've been leaking memory here, I think, because I don't think I have a destructor on this class. I just realized. Oh, but wait, maybe QTimer might take a parent. Let me see. Yeah, QTimer has a parent, so I probably don't have to clean it up, actually. The lifetime of the resource is tied to the scope of the object, so basically resources are automatically acquired upon object creation and released when the object is destroyed. Okay, so you don't have to manually delete it, and maybe you don't have to manually call new to allocate it. It's like instantiating it does the new allocation, and then when the object gets destroyed, the memory is freed. You don't have to like free the memory. I think I kind of vaguely get the concept. Whew. Okay. Yeah, memory is free when it goes out of scope, but you do need to allocate something like make shared, right? So it's not new. In place of new, you call a method that basically does the same thing and does whatever it needs to. I'm going to actually go like this because that's what the documentation's recommending, and also because I think that's just how this works. I think once I give the timer the parent, I don't have to really manage it anyways. So I don't think in my case I have an advantage of using that. Oh, did AI ever answer me? Here's a compact tour of Qt smart pointer types, what they do and when they use them. Q scoped pointer. Ownership exclusive, deletes in the destructor. Copying, not copyable. Use like unique pointer in for Qt error code, especially when you want custom deleter without changing the type. Works with QObject. Don't mix with QObject parent ownership. Prefer standard unique pointer in modern code unless you need a Qt specific API. That's interesting. Legacy code maintaining dynamic arrays. Deprecated in Qt 6. Copyable use cases. Q shared pointer. Right. Moving across components. Create. Q weak pointer. Q pointer. Oh my god, there's so many more. What? Oh my god, that got so complicated. No, we're not. We're not. I'm going to keep it simple for now. We can profile this later and see if there's a thing. Time to put all this in a macro. Yeah. I don't think I need it because QTimer takes a parent. And the parent's going to be my QObject. And I think this is just the right way to use it here. AKA not my problem. So let's go here and let's look at main window.h and look at my constructor and see what we get here. So my constructor only takes, yeah, that's all it has. Override equals default. Why did I write this here? I don't remember what that means. I think if I do that, I don't have to implement it, right? Like if I don't need any custom stuff, it's fine that way. I'm pretty sure is what that means. So then what do we need in here? Slots started. So this thing is going to work with my task list, right? It's going to need a task list. Also, because I'm creating a new class here, I guess this is my chance to change the naming conventions of everything to match what I had. I wasn't doing this before, but I don't know. Then I wanted to do Qt style getters where I don't write get, and then I ran into name collisions. So I think we're going to use the prefix. Or I could do just plain underscore. I actually like underscore. It's kind of what I'm used to. It's less typing. Let's do that. Let's make an executive decision here. I think M underscore is the official Qt style, but I'm not really following 100% the official Qt style. So I'm just going to do my own thing. As long as it's consistent, it really doesn't matter. I just have to update the other ones later. It's all fun and games until you have shared pointer, reference wrapper, QTimer. Or rather just shared pointer, reference wrapper, QTimer. Yeah. Okay. And then slots. Like, what am I using these slots for? I don't even know. Pomodoro. Well, oh, I see. Because Control F is right. Pomodoro. Started. Task name. Oh, because I was shadowing, which I actually not going to be doing anymore, which is great. Pomodoro started. View, set task name. Const queue time. What do I do with this time? Remaining time equals time. Ah. What is this connected to? Connecting start timer to Pomodoro started. Oh, I got you. This is driving back from the UI. So I think the signature stays the same because it's a slot. So it's coming from the UI. And the UI is going to be communicating to us probably not, probably like this, basically. Slots. So I think we're going to have these still. I think these are going to be exactly the same. But I think update display is going to be a signal. Maybe. And I think the signal for update display, where the heck is update display connected to? Timeout, update display. Right. So all this nonsense, update display is going to be responsible for view remain time updated string. So update display is going to have a queue string time remaining string, or just time remaining. Probably fine. Cool. See, so what's going to happen is a lot of this stuff's going to transfer to this file. And then update display. Oh, is a slot, which is going to require a queue string time remaining. I'm kind of like ripping the band-aid right now. There's a lot of band-aiding going on. So we'll update this to queue string. This should be actually const queue string ampersand time remaining. And then the only code in here is going to be this. And then all of this is going to come to my logic file. Hold on, let me go back here. We're going to undelete that. And then I'm going to go here and start filling this out a bit. Pomodoro logic. Make the constructor. What's your issue? I also kind of halfway I learned right, kind of using this syntax, which I love, putting the ampersand next to the identifier, but the C++ style is more like this, which also makes more sense if you think about it, because now it's part of the type. It's really not part of the identifier, it's part of the type. I really don't like the way it looks. But it does make so much sense. Timer options. You don't even know the name of my stuff, boyo. Initialize member tasks. Yeah, no, like initialize all the members. Come on, AI. You're kind of flaking on me here. Oh, well, we can also have, wait, hold on. Let me flesh this out. Because what else we have here? We're going to have a list of tasks. It should be settable. Like we should be able to set the tasks. But at the same time, it shouldn't matter. I'm going to not put it here at first, but it should be injectable at some point. The alarm effects, the timer options. So this isn't going to be up here. What we're going to have over here is we're going to have, right, timer options. Sorry is going to be the first one. Then we're going to have no, that needs to be dynamic. Remaining time. Actually, how do I even set that? How did I set that up here? Remaining time. Oh, that just was never set anywhere. I guess remaining time is what? Queue time? I never initialized that before? That's weird. I never initialized it before. It was only in the Pomodoro started. Yeah, do it like that in C++ as well. So if it's attached to the type, then I do it like int ampersand. But if assigning pointers, I would do like int asterisk. Yes, exactly. I think probably why you'll see people attach the reference to the type. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's part of the type. The old school way in C was to do it, attach it to the identifier, whatever it's called. But whatever. Parameter right or variable name. I guess it never had a default value, which is crazy. That's fine. I can probably set it like that, and I think that's okay. Why is this complaining? Which? Oh. Oh, right. Wait, why though? Can I move that? Parent. Wait, why is it new? Because the AI is crazy. No, dummy. Oh. Why? Yo, relax, buddy. Okay, so timer options, tasks. We'll set tasks somewhere else. Cue sound effect. We can pull the code over here that grabs the cue sound effect. Oh, Pomodoro count. I didn't move that over, did I? Nope. So why would I initialize it here versus initializing it in the initializer list? These are fine because those are the views. Oh, that needs timer options too for some reason. I mean, we can leave it like that for now. That might change. Here's our boilerplate to set up our sound effects. Timer equals timer parent this. I don't know why it doesn't like that. Cue file info. What did you put over here? Good. Good, good, good. Isn't this order backwards? I don't know. Okay, whatever. Alarm effect, nudge effect. Connecting some signals here. Connect timer. This is not going to be main window. This is going to be One-door logic, update display, connect. It's not understanding that this is a queue object. Does it have to also inherit queue object? Yes. Okay. Oh, I see. So it's going to be a slot. Timer ticked. Probably telling me this doesn't exist. What? Connect doesn't exist. You're full of shit, buddy. Class can be made final. Oh, I didn't even know final was in C++. Basically just going to scan this looking for red code and move it into this file. Here's something, update display. Right, this is my timer. I've never seen final in C++. I've never seen final in C++. I learned so much from using this stupid IDE, but I don't know if it's like right or not, you know? Hey buddy, what's up? Madanu? Madanu? Yeah. AJ? Never seen it in any projects or have used or looked at it? Yeah. One more final classes added in C++. I need more water, so I will take a 5-minute break. Also, I just realized I am doing 2 things at once right now, which is maybe not the way to do this. But that's okay. I can commit them one at a time. Is AJ? Gotcha. How's it going, AJ? We're going to take a quick break here, but I'll be right back. Just gonna get some water. Final classes and the final specifier were added in C++ standard with C++ 11. Class foo final prevents further inheritance. Virtual function prevents further overrides. Some compilers had non-standard equivalents, like MSVC sealed, but the standardized final arrived with C++ 11. Interesting. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, I'm here, but the question is, are you guys here? Where's my thing? How long have I been gone for? I know my ad breaks are very long on Twitch, but the advantage is that you guys won't get ads for the next hour. Okay, looks like it's done. Okay. And then we can just go here and end my break a little earlier. And then start the next one over here. And then this can come over here. Remaining time, timer. All right, I'm going to need to go in a few minutes, hop off and get some stuff done. I skipped a whole word there. Got some language study to do and some code to get annoyed at. Cool, what language are you studying? Don't know why this has issues here. I think something's wrong with this definition. No? What don't you like about this? Task is initialized, dummy. It's totally initialized in this constructor. I think there might be too many build errors right now. Japanese for the most part. Oh, nice. I lived in Sasebo for a while, but I was military and wasn't there long enough to learn the language. But there's a likelihood that I'm going back. Oh, interesting. Where is Sasebo? I don't know. I've never heard of it. That's very cool, though. Southern Japan. Okay. Is it like Okinawa? I know Okinawa near Nagasaki. Okay, Nagasaki. So kind of Western Japan. It's kind of Chugoku, I think. Western kinda. Yeah, I think it's like they call Central Japan. I think. I don't think Nagasaki is quite Kansai area. Pomodoro started. So we have task name equals task name. I don't know if I even need the view to have this state. Pomodoro started. Ah. My Minesweeper was out there, but I ended up getting sent back to the States after orders got canceled. Okay. So an issue that I have here is that this Pomodoro started is connected from the quick mode start timer. No, that's not a problem. we can connect that to here. Ah, we can connect that to here. We can connect that to here. The thing I need to know is Instead of passing a string, well, we're not going to change that yet. I was going to say, instead of sending a string back, I mean, it might still be a string, but instead of sending a task name string back, I might have to send a something else that references the task object. But we can do that later. Right now, we're just doing a drop-in replacement, you know, doing things one step at a time. So focusing on just making this work the way it already works. So I can copy and paste this. So what I'm going to do, and then I can get rid of these pragmas. And instead of main window, we're going to have Pomodoro logic. And then remaining time, and then task name. All right, have a good rest of the stream. Thank you, sir. Auto task name for a dark count. View set task name. So this is going to be an emit. Basically, update display. This is going, yeah, both of these lines translate to, what do you call? An emit. So what's the name of the signal? Emit. Update display. Which is actually going to have two things now. Now that I'm seeing this, update display needs time remaining, and it also needs const qstring task name and const qstring, oops, time remaining. Oh, so funny that I put the const here and I didn't put it on the other side. Oh, because I think I just updated that, right? Const qstring task name. View set task name. As simple as that, baby. Oh, yeah, it does shadow. But I'm pretty sure I can delete this task name. Which means I can delete these pragmas. Oh, this is the function that I literally just moved to the other class. This whole function gets deleted. Pomodoro ended. That goes over here too. What I'm going to have to do here is probably make a different signal to emit to this screen. But yes, and I also don't need this anymore. We're just going to do task name and task name. Oh, that's interesting. We're going to, again, I'm just going to make it a drop-in replacement for now. Wait, what does my task list have? Is there a current task in here? No. For now, we Pomodoro count, we have remaining time, we have view that's an emits. Timer.start. Oh, stacked layout, set current widget view. This is all part of the emit. And then 1 second, millisecond was, I guess, over here. I don't know why these files use namespaces and these ones aren't using namespaces. I don't know how that ended up happening, but it did. Okay, so then in main window CPP, Pomodoro started. All right, have a good rest of the stream. Thank you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for talking about Minesweeping and what the heck is this? Task name changed. Oh. C++ pointers and all that other good stuff. Don't know what to do about this one. Task name changed. There is going to be some weirdness that I'm going to have to reconcile. Because I have a free form where you can just type in, and then I have a task list where you can make a list of things to do. But I think I know how I'm going to do this. This is not going to be a queue string. I think it's going to be a queue. I think it's going to be a task. It's going to be a task. And then task is going to be... Actually, I think I can just do that. Yes, I can. Oh my God. I get it now. I get it now. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that. But that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. So emit display. Right, so we're gonna have const qstring task name, const qstring time remaining. Dope. And so this is gonna be emit task.name. Yeah, maybe we don't have to wrap this. Maybe we should wrap this. That line was very long. I don't know how to make this. I don't know how to make this go back here automatically. Oh, I thought it was doing it here, but it's not. Whatever. I think in order to get rid of that, I have to remove the continuation indent or something. I don't know. But okay, so back here. Oh, I see. This is going to be main window. Like all this other crap. Pomodoro count is going to go away. We're going to place that with a Pomodoro logic. Is that right? Is that right? I don't know if it should be on the stack or the heap. We're going to try to create it on the stack because I think that's a good way to start. And if it doesn't work, we're going to create it on the heap. And then if we need to look it up, we're going to look it up. Okay, and then here we're just going to say, hey, logic. Oh. Let's call it logic. We're just going to say logic dot set current task. Or set task. Maybe I should call it current task, but whatever. Right, right. So that's fine. Why isn't it like this? Don't know. Add this to capture list. Why? Oh. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna look at a capture for example, for reference. Right. Right. So wait, how does this normally work? Okay. I shouldn't even have to write this function. Nice. Non-const L value reference. Hmm. I think this is right. But again, we'll figure it out. Task name capture. We can have a string that returns the task name. Law of Demeter. I'm okay with that. Do I need all of these? I might. I'm going to comment them for now, but at least I didn't have to write all that. And we're just going to add in what we need. But I actually don't use this anywhere. Oh. Wait, no, that's not gonna work. Ah. Ah. Logic. I don't have a thing for logic capture. Which is what I should have written the first time, by the way. Right, that's what I should have written up here. I put it as an underscore for some reason. Because I wasn't using my brain. My brain wasn't braining. And since I'm using underscores here, I might not even need the capture suffix anymore. I'm going to keep it for now. But I might not need it. So int cannot be down to non-const L value. Reference to int cannot bind to R value of type int. I think what I do here... Oops. I think what I do here is just capture the logic. I think that's all I need. Huh? But it was fine over here. Local variable logic capture was not captured. Why not? It's not going to do. It's explaining the code. I wanted to explain the error. Yeah, whatever. Oh, I just realized it wasn't even using that. Wait, hold on a sec. It wasn't even using that anyway. That was unused before. Pomodoro ended. Oh, I don't have it. It's not implemented yet. Oops. Oops. It's everything that was in here. Oh, wow. Almost. Look at that. Completed. Pomodoro completed. So this might change instead of Pomodoro completed. Wait, what is completed? Queue mode completed. Oh, I see. This could technically be directly wired from the logic to this particular view. But I think I'm going to leave it like this for simplicity. But now Pomodoro ended is going to have to emit that information. Pomodoro completed, sorry. Ended, completed. Ooh. That's confusing. Does this need to be a slot? I don't think I connect this to anything. Is this? It's not connected to anything. Why is this a slot? That's just a function. signals. And I think that's what we want. Also, I think somewhere along the line, I call this Pomodoro, but I wanted to change it to block. I don't know. Pomodoro's probably just makes the most sense, though. Hold on. Pomodoro started. Oh, I see. So I only actually track the remaining time. So what I'm going to have to do here is add not just the remaining time, but queue time, Pomodoro duration. That's right. Maybe that's right. Let's look at queue time real quick. And see what the default value is. Constructs a null time object. Returns is null, returns true, is valid, returns false. If you need 0 time, use this. Okay, so this is good. This might not even be what we want necessarily either, but I think that's okay. Okay, 5-minute break. You can do something fun for 5 minutes. Let's go. Oops, take a 5-minute break in Diablo. Not at all what I'm supposed to be doing in my 5-minute breaks, but that's okay. This is fine for a 5-minute break. We can probably do one MF run in 5 minutes. Right? My inventory is looking pretty full. This is okay for now. There's an Eldritch. There we go. Oh wait, this guy looks like he might give us something. Nothing fantastic. What's next? Try Trav. That's quick. We got 3 minutes. Or I could try to race the clock and do River of Flame. Let's try this. See if we can do Diablo in 3 minutes. The race is on. The race is on. Oh, here's... Oh, there's a pack. There might be a pack over here. No. You don't have enough mana. Oh wait. Someone had might. I don't know. I guess he's gone. Oh wait, there's a guy. Oh, there's a couple of champions. Oh, I see him. Wait, did I see a red guy over here? No. Oh, 50 seconds to go. Look at this. I can do Diablo in 3 minutes. Oh no. My Merc died. Terrible blow. 30 seconds. Gonna take a little longer than 30 seconds, but I'm gonna add Trav to my list here. Also, let's see what this coronet was. Nothing special. Ooh, my eyeball hurts. Why does my eyeball hurt? Oh, rare ring. Flawless amethyst. We got nothing from this. That's cool. Oops, I could have just done that. Let's throw this here. Okay. Oh wait, there's another dude. Fanged Helm, small charm. Almost missed that. Not good. Alright, that's it. That was a fun exercise. Now we can go back to what we were working on. Okay. Make controller. We're still working on the controller. Probably I should break this into smaller tasks, but I think we're almost done. Probably a couple more iterations on this actually, and we'll be done. And then this task name and Pomodoro count, these are red here. These are going to come from logic. Right. Great. I'm going to take my hat off. Let my brain live. That's probably why my eyeball hurts. There's a lot of tension on my head from that. That I wasn't paying any attention to. Pomodoro. Cannot convert queue time. Oh, dot. Oh, that's a good point. Oh, that's a good point. Hold on. So this is not. So how does const queue time? Pomodoro started. Originally took a queue time. What the heck did it do with my queue time? Yeah, queue time. Remaining time equals time? Interesting. Oh. Okay. Can I do... It's not really a duration. Right? I can manually do it, but I wonder if there's a better way to do this. You typically treat a queue time as a time since midnight and extract a count of seconds or milliseconds, then wrap that in whatever duration type you need. Alternatively, build directly from hours, minutes, seconds if you prefer, using standard chrono. Well, that's interesting. Okay, this is actually a good idea. We can delta, because that's really what we would want. So really what we're saying here is not duration. This is not duration. I've got it. This is going to be start time. The clock time when the task was started. And then we can subtract them. Right? And then we can say add. There's no Pomodoro duration. We're going to add minutes worked. I don't know if it's going to work because this is seconds since midnight. So I think this is going to have weird issues because this is seconds since midnight. The best thing to do here, realistically, is let's take a look at my timer. Oh, I gotcha. Oh, that's why. Why am I having issues here? That's why I'm having issues. Whoopsie daisy. Oh, I accidentally moved it to the other screen. That moves everything over. How do I move just these windows? There we go. Still figuring out my tiling window manager, as you can see. And this one. There we go. Oh, I pressed the wrong button, that's why. Gosh darn it. Okay, I lost one of my terminals now in all of this. How did I do that? Oh, it went here. Let me let me quit lazy git before I break something. There we go. Oops. this. Belongs over here. There we go, almost. There we go. Nope. Yep. Maybe? Yes. Yes, I did it. We're back. Although maybe it's better to just have this one. Now that I went through all that, maybe it's better to just go like this. And go like this. And just go, whoops, like this. That's probably just better. Oh my god. I've never been more confused in my life. I'm getting there though. This is good. I don't know what happened. Oh, it went over here somehow. Yeah, that's good. Good enough for now. Actually, wait, hold on. Oh, I see. This is what I wanted. Kind of. It's almost what I wanted. Not really what I wanted. I want all of these. I want all of these one level up. Yes. And then now that it's like this, I can put them in tabs. No. That's tabs. There we go. That is what I wanted. Oof. Why was I opening this now? I don't even remember. Add minutes worked. I think it's probably better to track seconds from the edit screen. That's probably what we've got here. Probably my edit, quick mode edit. Don't remember why I decided to use queue time for a start timer. Look for emit. I don't even have emit. How does this even work? There's signals start timer. Last name changed. Set interval. Oh, I mean quick mode view. That's why. Time dot minute. Oh, I see. Set duration. Pomodoro duration. Oh, I'm using this because it does the time formatting for me. It's not semantically right though. It's not semantically right. I think the slider's actual value is in minutes. So I think if I emit the number of minutes. No, because there's no guarantee that it's stopped. I have to do a delta. I have to. So we have start time. And then what we're going to do here, Pomodoro started. Start time equals. That's right. Oh, Shazam. Q time is the time since midnight, but Q date time is a different story. Then the next question is, can we mix them? So this should be fine. And then can we say, once Pomodoro's ended, it doesn't matter, right? Because this can get called for whatever reason. Pomodoro duration. Huh. Milliseconds to start time. I don't know if I need... Oh, time UTC. I gotcha. Add minutes worked. Pomodoro duration. Because that's going to be milliseconds. Wow, AI pretty good. AI pretty good. Like, this is like a pleasure. This is time saving. But having it actually write big chunks of code, I don't know. Const has already been declared with the type constant. And then we can add minutes work to that task. That's cool. Timer stopped. I gotcha. So timer stops is going to change to logic. Stop timer, which needs to be created. Timer paused. Actually, stop timer. This function goes here completely is what happens. right? That becomes a logic. Oh, I see. Set stack, set current widget. This, okay, let me leave this on both sides. I want to leave some compilation errors over here so I see things that need to be done. Although that will compile because there is a timer stopped. Might be the same. It might be the same API. Timer paused. This also goes to this side. There's no specific code here for UI, so this can just come here and get totally deleted from here. Probably can add it. Create declaration. Create declaration. And these can probably be slots. And then there's going to be some red up here where I try to connect them. No doubt. Logic capture set task. Function is missing const qualifier. Oh, I got you. Do I got you? No. Task name capture looks unused. Logic is not initialized. Oh, because this requires timer options. I might have to put that here. This brings up a good point. So hold on, let's see what this is. Pretend to use deleted Pomodoro logic. I don't know what that means. But this may have to be a pointer. And that may not be an issue because we may give it a parent of this. And that might be fine. That might not be fine because then how am I gonna... How am I gonna put that into a different UI altogether later? Well, that UI might also have to be a Q object. I don't know. It is C++. We can do multiple inheritance if we need. No equals operator matches arguments of type this and that. Well, yeah, sorry. I wanted to go back to this and get this one again. Implicitly generated. Attempt to use deleted Pomodoro logic assignment operator. All right, well, that's the end of my time block. This is almost done. And the code is looking much cleaner. There's some things. Let's build it and see what the build errors are. No matching function call for task list. Hmm. No matching function call for task list, task list. Oh, do I have to include it here too? Yeah. No, it takes a QString name. We're giving it a QString name. I don't know what it doesn't like about this constructor. I genuinely don't know what it doesn't like about my constructor. Now we want that to be explicit because we don't want people to be able to assign timer options. Oh wait, it's fixed now? Oh, connect. Why doesn't that have anything? Does this need a semicolon? I guess even if it didn't need a semicolon, it would make a difference because it would just be an empty statement, right? How do I make my Pomodoro logic class use queue object and connect signals and slots? Thought this would have been fine. Let's take a look at queue object again. It does require a parent. It does require a parent. It does require a parent, and that's why it's flipping out over here. For why? I don't see what else is different here. Alright, so let's look at main window.cpp. Q main window parent. Yeah, it comes right there. And here we have Q object parent right there. Plain as day. Oh, but hold on. Let me go back here where I create logic. Of course, there's going to be some stuff here. Maybe I should try to clean up that red first. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's very close though. And I'm liking how small this file got. It wasn't very big before, but it definitely got way smaller. Logic is not initialized in this constructor. I'm trying to initialize it. You're just not letting me. Oh, but maybe... Oh. Maybe that has something to do with it. Probably because I can't create that on the stack. I can't create on the stack because I don't have what I need to make it when it needs to be declared. And I have to do it after. I think that's why. Whatever. We'll figure this out later. I need to eat food now. I will